All right, y'all, I finally got around to doing this, ranking every single Juice WRLD released song. And I know it's weird. The number one Juice WRLD Meat Writer account just now made a video ranking his songs. Like, get your priorities straight. But hear me out. I was waiting until they dropped The Party Never Ends. But since that's starting to look like literal folklore, I said, F it, let's pull the trigger. So it's pretty self-explanatory. If you've been on my channel, you've seen I've already ranked all his unreleased songs. It's gonna be in the same format, but just know I'm not adding the eras on the top because it should be self-explanatory as well. Now, obviously, this man had a lot of damn songs. So instead of just dropping a whole documentary on y'all, I'm gonna make it a little bit more palatable and just do features for the first one, and then the rest is just gonna be all the other stuff. If you don't see a specific song in here, it's probably because it's in one of my unreleased tier lists, so watch those if you want to. And last thing, y'all, this is only features that aren't Juice's own song. Trust me, it will work this way. Let's get on to the list. Good thing we have a whole album to start off the list: Juice and Future, World on Drugs. So my list isn't in chronological order, but we'll get through every song, I promise. First, we got Jet Lag with obviously Juice and Future, but also Young Scooter. Listen, I'm not familiar with bro's game, and I'm probably not gonna search him out after this video, but as for his performance specifically on the track, I think it was pretty mid at best. Honestly, the track overall is very samey after the chorus. In my opinion, the chorus hard carries this whole track, and the verses get a little bit bland, especially when it comes to Future's first part, but it definitely picks up in the latter half. Overall, I'm gonna go to B+. Moving on, we got Astronauts, one of the more memorable tracks on this album in my opinion, and that is saying something judging by how a lot of people view this album as a whole. One thing I think Juice and Future excel on is making some fire hooks, because Astronauts, Jet Lag, we'll get into Fine China in a second, all exceeded that. And honestly, the majority of the album has some pretty good hooks. It's just some of the songs just don't hit with the verses. But that is not the case for Astronaut. Kept the exact same energy all the way through and has a bouncy ass instrumental for me. Ear Candy, A tier. Moving on, Fine China. Come on. Do I really have to explain this one? Right, because I've always maintained the fact that I like the hype and more upper beat Juice songs more, and this is literally a prime example of it. So obviously, B, S tier. First S tier of the video. Moving on. Red Bentley featuring Young Thug. I think this is the only Juice and Thug song that I literally forgot about existing, and it's not because it's overall just like bad. No. It's valid, but with a song of Juice, Future, and Thug, you'd expect just a little bit more sauce, just a little bit more. I didn't feel like they caught one great pocket throughout the song, and they're a little bit reserved and monotone when it came to like the entire verse, so it just had the same exact sound throughout the entire song. So I'm leaning to B-. 7 a.m. freestyle. Now it's more of the same with what I said for Red Bentley, but just elevated a little more because it's only Juice, and Juice is allowed to do more flow switches, and you know that's where he excels, freestyling, and thus B tier is where it goes. Different featuring Young Bands. It's been a hot minute since I've heard of Young Bands. I wonder what he's doing right now, but for the song, B-. Next song we got is Shorty. Convicted to the hood, malicious to the hood. Yeah, highlight to the track is the beat. There's like 1,000 beat drops, and Juice and Future ride that very well. And no Diddy, B+. And following that, we're going straight to S tier with Realer and Realer, my favorite track of the album. Listen to it if you haven't, please, for love of God. There is no need for analysis for this placement. It's like that. Next is No Issue, and this song also falls into that little category of songs that have very good hooks with median quality verses. So with that being said, B+. Then we got the song that's literally the name of the album, World on Drugs. Now it's weird here because this is the opposite case of what I said about that subcategory, because now I don't really like the chorus in this song, but the verses are great, especially from Future. There's definitely something to be said about the beat, specifically the melody in the background. It has this like plucky, weird sound. I can't explain it. There's not an adjective to explain it, but if you listen to the song, you'll know what I mean. It's peculiar. But I guess Juice and Future do their best to harmonize with it. It's just not the best mesh, in my opinion. Overall, it's like a guilty pleasure song to me. I won't skip it if I hear it in my earbuds. B tier. Next is a highly underrated duo of rappers, Juice and Gunna. They have some songs that are unreleased, that are not even leaked yet, that need to see the public's eyes, because they cook. And they definitely did their thing here. Another highlight of this album, A-. Hard work pays off. It's the anchor song on the album, so it goes down the route of being sentimental, and it hits those beats correctly. I love the harmonization from Juice and Future at the end of the song so much that it left me with a good impression on an album that wasn't all that great. And if you can do that, you can get a pretty decent grade, so A-. After that, we got a song that shocked the hell out of me when I got that initial notification all those years ago. Halsey Without Me featuring Juice. Juice got into a singing bag with his feature. It didn't have some super meaningful lyrics. It wasn't like him at his best singing, but I still think it served its purpose. B+. Ransom featuring Juice. I just want to say, when it comes to songs that have already released and then Juice just hops onto the track, I already kind of like the songs to begin with, so it's not me ranking them that high just cause Juice was on the track, cause Ransom is already an A+ to S tier ranking song. Like, Juice is not doing any carrying here. Tekka was fire. So just know, I know ball. So with that, it's going to A+. What I do think is S though, is the OG version of Ransom. If you haven't heard that, go search it up. It's out there. Juice has a slightly better verse in that version, in my opinion. First posthumous release track on this list is Godzilla. I don't know. I can't really gauge the community's opinion on this track. I think most people vibe with it. And then if you don't have a good taste for Eminem's rap style, you kind of see it as passable. I don't think people actually hate this song. For me, I think it's valid. But I don't think it's like the best thing, so I'll go to A-. Next is Go by The Kid Laroi, the superstar little boy, featuring Juice WRLD. It's a sad toned song with an infectious guitar melody. It's what you'd expect. I'm not a big fan of the repetitive chorus though, but Laroi and Juice make up for it when they harmonize with their voices, because I don't know, the raspiness in Juice's voice and Leroy's just natural singing ability really mesh well. B+. I'm gonna lightning round a couple of these songs real quick. Round by Young Bands featuring Juice. Such a 2018 song, man. B+. Honestly, by G Herbo featuring Juice. I promise I'm not trying to cop out by putting lots of songs into B+, but this is a case of Juice did great on the track, me and my biased self, while I don't really like G Herbo's style of rapping. For me, it's kind of hard to vibe with a lot of G Herbo's songs because he goes off beat, like he just speeds up his tempo and like flow, and it's a weird way of rapping. It just sonically does not sound too good to me. Again, that's why this is my opinion here, so I feel that keeps this track back a little. No Bystanders by Travis Scott featuring Juice and Sheck West. You've probably already heard the song before. A tier. And following that, my top 3 duo, Juice and Lil Yachty, Yacht Club. A+. Y'all know how much I love the good vibe and upper beat tracks. This is one of them, and it's funny that they have a little conversation throughout it. Good vibes, good flows, A+. 1400 999 freestyle. Yeah, I'm just gonna scoot this all the way up there. Argue Your Mother. Nuketown by Ski Mask featuring Juice. One of the only rager songs I've ever heard from Juice. And honestly, this song really has me wishing that Juice, X, and Ski were all together on one type of song, because the energy on that track would be diabolical. I believe Ski Mask is the best duo for Juice when it comes to hype songs. He has some really inventive flows and a great tone of voice for the energy that he puts out, and it's all around just his forte, so I'll go to A+. Mosh Pit by Kodak Black featuring Juice WRLD. A-. Demons and Angels by A Boogie with the Hoodie. 3 verses of Juice and Boogie locking in on a track. A+. All Night by BTS featuring Juice. Normally, I don't venture into K-pop. I know it's an expansive genre. I just don't really do the time to research, I guess. But I must say, even though I didn't understand half the things they're saying, of course, BTS is the highlight of this song. And although I like Juice's verse in the latter half of the song, he definitely dropped the ball on that chorus. I know what he was trying to do with that repetitive all night thing, but it becomes slurred by like the second part of the chorus. It does not sonically sound too good to me. And that's a rarity in my opinion, because his choruses usually rate pretty high for me. Here, not so much. B tier. Never Scared by G Herbo featuring Juice. Now, Juice is just the chorus, and this song basically comes down to how much you really like G Herbo's type of rapping. And here, the sometimes offbeat and early punch-ins from G Herbo aren't too overbearing, so B+ for me. Hate Me by Ellie Goulding featuring Juice. You know, sometimes we gotta get into our mainstream white girl music bag, and this is the song for me. When I first saw the notification come out, I knew Juice was versatile, but I didn't think this would work. But god damn was I wrong. A tier. Thugger and Juice, Mannequin Challenge. A-. Six Kiss by Trippie Redd featuring Juice and YNW Melly. Banger opening verse by Juice, solid verse by Melly, and a nice little send-off by Trippie. Plus that beat has crack in it. Juice also made his own unreleased song called Be Myself if you want to go check it out on this beat. A tier. Next is PTSD by G Herbo featuring Juice, Lil Uzi, and Chance the Rapper. What a list. If I were to rank all the verses, y'all might be surprised, but I like Chance's verse the most out of all of this. Then we're followed by Juice, Uzi, and then slightly under Uzi, G Herbo. They all did solid to good, and overall, it's a great track. A tier. Suicidal by YNW Melly featuring Juice. Listen, this song's ranking can easily vary between lots of people. This can easily be an S tier if you are in that type of mood. It's quite the sentimental track. My highlight of the song is that second chorus where Juice comes in and they harmonize with all that reverb in the background. I am a sucker for a lot of reverb. This is also going to A tier. I'm sipping Hennessy. No Me Llame by Annual AA featuring Russian and Juice. I'm adding a C tier. There is not much replayability with this one. Flex by Polo G featuring Juice WRLD. S tier. One of my favorite released hype songs from Juice and Polo. Man, this was the prime time when people were throwing out the Piano G allegations. Destroyed it on this track. Destroyed it. Blast Off released by Internet Money featuring Trippie Redd and Juice WRLD. Very solid track. I just don't like the instrumental switch that they did from the OG leak version. I just liked that guitar so much on that one. But like I said, still a solid track. A-. Following that is Antisocial by the Migos featuring Juice WRLD. B tier. Can't Leave You Alone by Maroon 5 featuring Juice WRLD. B tier. After that is Matt Hardy 999 by Trippie Redd featuring Juice. See, now I used to think lesser of this version of the song because the leaked version seemed always superior to me. But after revisiting the song multiple times, I'm fine with the changes. I'm still a little peeved that they cut off the last part of that song, but still, overall, great track. A tier. Moving on, Rich Nigga Shit by Young Thug featuring Juice. Used to think the beat was a little weird, but now it's fire as hell. Pierre, you cooked on this one. Also, Juice hard carried on this track. B+. I gotta make one more disclaimer because there's a lot of songs that didn't make this list because they're mainly only Juice, singing or rapping on the track, but it's technically claimed under another producer like DJ Scheme for $150, or in this case DJ fucking Khaled, who took Juice WRLD did and then added his obnoxious ass tag over it, even though he isn't the producer of the track. Can someone just tell me what DJ Khaled actually does again? Because it just seems like he's the biggest freeloader. Because what? How? Anyways, Juice WRLD did, or DJ Khaled is gonna get the exact same grade I did in the leaks video, which I'm pretty sure was an A+. Such a good track. Nightcrawler by Trippie Redd featuring Juice. Another surprisingly rare rager track that Juice hopped on. Hard ass beat, hard ass flows. That static like radio effect Juice had on his vocals in the chorus was amazing. A-. Cross the Globe by Lil Durk featuring Juice. B+. It was hard to decipher who truly owned this song, so I'm just gonna add it. Doomsday by Juice and Cordae. Them boys can really freestyle, man. We needed way more songs by those two. A tier. Money by Young Thug featuring Juice and Nicki. Real quick, why did y'all add Nicki to the song? I respect the Barbie, but god damn it. And since I'm grading it as a full product, the Nicki feature brought it down. B+. And last but definitely not least, Ski Mask and Juice on Wake Up. And honestly, all this song needed was just one more verse going back and forth. Beat bouncy as hell. The way Ski Mask came into the song with the beat drop was so clean. And honestly, I can't even tell you who did better on the track. They were just snapping that well. My favorite song on the album, so good. A+. And that will do for the list. This was just a little appetizer, y'all. I have the other videos for all the actual released Juice songs ready very soon. Just give me like a week to produce all these because this is a lot of songs I had to get through. I'm doing Juice the Kid era, all the SoundCloud songs, literally every single released song. So just give me the time. You will get it soon. No grade A. If you want me to split the video from each album, each era, if you just even want me to just put it all into one video, tell me. Just tell me in the comments below. Whatever idea is the most liked, most popular, I'll do that. But with all that being said, I have a second channel in the description for funnier content, my IG and Twitter for little updates from myself, and a Discord to stay in tap with the community. I'm active over there. Just shoot a little DM if you want over there, or just get into the chat with like-minded people. It's your boy Sauce999, and peace. Maybe the real The Party Never Ends album were the friends we made along the way.
Racks in the wallet, rolling with some drip, don't care what you call it, no. Bad bitch to my dick, game flawless. Fucking out, yeah, that's why I've been dozing. That's why I had the autopilot, the Tesla. Fucking with the gang, you bound to get messed up. Another bro nigga talking shit on the gram. Told him just chill, it's okay, I'm next up. Bitch, I'm on 10, I feel like